Hello everybody, my name is Goldguard Whitey and welcome back to Streetball All-Stars. Alright guys, today we'll be making a breakdown of the OG Stealer, Ball Stealer, PG, Justin. Let's go and get into it. Alright, so firstly, let's talk about who Justin is really. So, Justin, although I refer to him as the OG Stealer, he is a stealer, but he also is actually a scorer. He's one of the few point guards that actually do benefit when they hold the ball because he does have decent dribble moves, but his shooting is also really good. So Justin is a shooter and actually still a good enough passer and also pretty good at defense. So Justin is very well balanced, and his job is to actually hold the ball for the team and to actually create scoring opportunities for his teammates. So let's go ahead and take a look at his stats. So here we are, and as you can see, firstly we have 3-point shot at 66, very good for a point guard. We have a mid-range shot of 67, very good for a point guard. We have a close shot amount of 47, actually decent for a point guard, and 31 at dunk, which is, you'd expect for a point guard. His steal at 64, actually one of the highest in the entire game. Very, very useful, very important. 58 dribble, decent enough. You can hold the ball. Dribble doesn't really matter that much, trust me. You pretty much always have to play like you have zero dribble. Be careful with the ball, with whoever you use, even with Justin, even with other point guards. 51 pass, actually on the lower end in terms of pass from other point guards, but doesn't really matter that much. It's still very, very, again, it doesn't really matter that much, but yeah. He has a pretty low pass stat for a point guard, but when your other stats are this good, it doesn't affect you that much at all. Speed 65, actually very decent speed. Actually, really good speed for a point guard. That's about what you'd average, or maybe a little higher than normal, but this one isn't false like White or some other characters. This is legitimately good speed. Justin is a speedy character, and all the other stats below, pretty trash, but you'd expect that for point guard. So yeah, with these stats, I'd say that it's best to actually focus for Justin on his mid-range shot. That may be some steal, maybe some speed as well, but focusing on his mid-range, I think, is actually the best thing that you could do for Justin, since he is an amazing scorer. He is one of the best contested shot scorers out there in the entire game, even before Ace Update, and Ace Update just really makes it better. But yeah, I'd say go for mid-range when you're doing Justin, and maybe put in some steal there or some speed as well. Either way, this is the best way, I'd say, to actually buff your Justin. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look into Justin's different skills. Alright, so here we are at his skill set, and as you can see, Justin actually has a whole lot of different skills. He has a wide variety of different skills for a point guard. Firstly, we'll look into quick fill-in. Not really mandatory. It isn't really the most important skill to have, but pretty useful for actual defense. You can get it or not, but it is a nice skill to have. Next up, we have dive, a point guard's most important skill, no question. Make sure to get this, make sure to max it out as soon as possible. This is the skill that you're going to want to get always first for your point guard. Again, max it out as soon as possible. Now, we have bounce pass. Pretty useful skill. It avoids, funnily enough, it's very helpful for players like Justin or Neko who has, who have proactive intercept. So very useful to have. Not mandatory, but I'd say very much worth having. Now, let's get into his exclusive skills. First up, we have Shot Pass. It's his first level 4, and this is actually very, very important, especially for someone like Justin, because he is so good at actually shooting the ball. He's very good at actually getting it in there, especially if he's actually shooting mid-range shots. This skill is very mandatory. Make sure to have this, especially since you're playing Justin. You're going to open up a lot of opportunities for your teammate if you have this skill. And I just, can't praise this skill enough. So make sure to actually get Shot Pass. Now, we have Proactive Intercept. If Shot Pass was mandatory, so is this. Proactive Intercept, very much get this. Make sure to get this as soon as possible, max it out. It may not be as good as Neko's Proactive Intercept, since hers is actually level 4, but that doesn't make this any less more useful. Honestly, Proactive Intercept, one of the best skills in the entire game. Make sure to max this out for Justin. It's still very useful. Now, we have Turn Back Shoot, and this is basically Justin's trick shot. Very, very useful, honestly. Not as effective against newer players. In fact, I'd say it actually is more dangerous to use it for newer players, since they don't have an idea on where to actually block properly yet, and they're more likely to actually block this accidentally. But for skilled players, skilled defenders, this can trick them from time to time, and it's just a really good skill to actually have, especially since Justin is a scorer. So make sure to get this, make sure to max it out as well for all that disturbance resistance bonus. This is one of Justin's most important skills as well. Now, we have Feint Dribble, his other level 4 move, and the skill itself, not really needed that much. It does make Justin a way better dribbler, but the move itself isn't that special. It's the fact that it's level 4 and it actually boosts Justin's accuracy when he breaks someone's legs. That makes it that much more important, since again, Justin is a great scorer. So I have to say, make sure to get this skill as well. Very much good to actually have this on your skill set. It's his second level 4. Make sure to actually get this skill as well, so you'll be much more of a threat and you're gonna attract more attention, especially if you've broken someone's ankles. So yeah, make sure to get Feint Dribble as well. So yeah, as you saw, those skills very much varying in their purposes. Justin is a very unique point guard, and he's very well balanced, and he's gonna need all these skills to make sure that he actually plays his best. So yeah, I'd say get mostly all of these skills if possible. So now let's go and look at a game where we use some of these skills, and let's talk about some more about Justin. Alright, so firstly, let's talk about the type of teammates that you're gonna actually want to get for Justin. And for that, I'd say actually any teammate that you can get, an SG or an SF with a center or a power forward. Justin is actually very, very malleable. He is just like Nana in terms of, their ability to actually be effective on any strategies that they are involved with. They're both very versatile. Justin is a very versatile point guard, so you'll do good with any actual teammates that you can get, as long as it's an actual team. So yeah, a center and a shooting guard, or a power forward and an SF. As long as it's a proper team, you should do good with Justin, since he is very versatile. Now, let's talk about the matchups that you're gonna want to get, or you're gonna actually want to avoid. And with that, just like earlier, you don't really have any matchups that you're gonna want to get or you're gonna want to avoid. Maybe you're gonna prefer to get matchups that involve pass back for your enemies. Someone like Camille or Marcus, Fire King, guys that need a lot of pass back. Maybe those guys, you're gonna prefer to actually fight them. But other than that, you don't really have a preferred or or a strategy that you're going to be afraid of actually facing. Because again, Justin is very versatile, so yeah, there isn't really a strategy that you can dominate somebody with or that you're going to want to avoid. Justin is just a really good point guard, and overall, you're going to do good. You're going to do pretty well as long as you know what you're doing, whoever it is that you are actually trying to battle. Lastly, let's talk about his placement on meta. And Justin isn't really meta, but I honestly think he's actually underused. I don't think Justin is utilized enough by other players. I think Justin is one of the best point guards out there that you can actually use, and he can be very effective, especially if you know how to fake properly, how to take good shots that people are definitely gonna actually bite for. Yeah, I think Justin can be really effective. He's not meta, but I'd say he can definitely compete with meta as long as you and your team actually know what you're doing. So yeah, that's his placement in my opinion. I think he's definitely usable still, and if you are planning on actually using Justin to play defense, to pass the ball, or to score, I think you can actually see some success with him. So yeah, that's my opinion on Justin. I think he's a really, really good point guard, and if you are actually planning on using him, I do think that it's a good idea for you to get him. He is a fun point guard to actually use. He's pretty effective, especially on defense, and offensively, he is really good. So anyways guys, that's it for this video. I hope that it has been helpful or it's been entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one.